Coming up next on Container Masters.
What can you do with a container? Your own personal hot tub. The rust is actually a protective coating.
So it's being lifted over the building.
This is the highest lift we've ever been involved with.
You can see the clarity.
Whoever's in there, get out.
It's not 600 pounds, that I do know.
There are over 140 million shipping containers in the world. The vast majority of these remain idle and unused. Jim Russell, working with a network of specialty builders, is on a mission to change this, one container at a time.
I love it! This has been awesome.
Together, they repurpose, upcycle, and give these incredibly strong building blocks a second life. They are Container Masters.
I'm Jim Russell. So what can you do with a container? We're here at Roxbox Containers, and we've got a very special surprise for you. There's literally thousands of different ways you can take a shipping container and create something special for yourself, whether it be a house or a hot tub. Inside this 20-foot container is a hot tub. Check it out. This is a deck that folds all the way down, so you can have an outdoor deck and walk right into your hot tub. If it's snowing outside and the weather is bad, just lift the deck up, fold it into place. It's all secure. Enjoy your hot tub in the worst weather. I hope you enjoy today's episode. Lots of very interesting and cool builds with shipping containers. Meanwhile, enjoy the hot tub.
The crew is working as fast as they can, but life at the shop isn't always all work and no play.
If I don't put him on here, he'll go under the tire trying to get on when I'm driving.
Coming in hot.
Did you just measure a 2x4?
Why don't you shut the hell up?
Wait, is that a special 2x4?
Don't worry about it.
Why were you measuring a 2x4?
I wasn't a 2x4. It was part of...
You don't have to explain yourself to me, Matt. I trust you.
Hey, Marcos, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Just measure all those 2x4s, make sure they're all the same.
Yes.
It was not a 2x4.
I will double check everything.
Hey, Matt, what's the size of that 2x4 right there?
Maybe a quarter, if we put a quarter shim on.
He has a 2x4 in his hand, and he's like...
It was not a 2x4.
This is my dog, Kaiju. He really likes to get his rest.
That dog sleeps more than anything on the planet.
Gio's dog sleeps almost as much as Gio.
That's all a dog does is sleep.
Did you meet my friend? This is Gio's dog right here. Gio's dog loves to come out and hang out with us, loves to sleep. Have you ever seen a dog that loves to sleep? Gio's dog loves to go to the bathroom sometimes too. I do it, you do it, we all do it. And look, Gio's dog is doing it right now. Isn't that great? The things you can see on television sometimes. Behind me is a 20-foot kitchen container. This thing is going into an apartment complex. Now, what's cool about it is they'll be able to cook food in here. They're gonna have kegs in here. And take a look at the patina on this container. Look at it. It looks rusty. It looks old. It looks weathered. It looks like it's been outside for a while. That's on purpose. These containers are made of Core-10 steel. This container was sandblasted, removed the paint that was on the container, and that allows it to rust naturally. Believe it or not, the rust that you see on here is actually a protective coating. As soon as Core-10 steel begins to rust, that is the protective coating. It doesn't allow further rust into the steel of the container.
After sandblasting, we then brushed it off, cleaned it off, and sprayed muriatic acid mixture on it to actually just speed up the rusting and oxidation process. So we sprayed one coat at first. Overnight, it rusted immediately. It looked beautiful. You know, we waited another day for the oxidation to happen. It darkened it up a little bit, gave it that aged look, and we cleaned it off with a baking soda water mixture. We're blowing everything off now, cleaning it up and getting ready to spray the clear coat.
This is an awesome 20-foot unit. They're gonna be able to serve food out of this and serve beer out of this. There's gonna be a kegerator in here. The floor has been taken out of this unit. It'll be replaced with a different floor. The number one reason for that is because the floors that come inside containers have pesticides infused inside them. So when you're doing this for serving purposes with food, beverage, things like that, the best protocol is take out the existing floor that was in there and replace it with a brand new floor that's pesticide free. What we've got here, this is the large opening to the commercial kitchen container. This entire side is the container. It was cut out of the container to make a big rectangular opening. What they've done is they've taken steel tubing and welded it around the entire outside of this cutout. That gives reinforcement and strength and will allow this to be the whole open side that'll open up or down, that allows people to be served through the kitchen.
So this is a rooftop kitchen. Going on the second floor courtyard of an 8-story apartment building. We're going to drop it on site and then they're going to fly it in with the crane over the building and drop it in the courtyard. Once that's done, this whole thing's going to be ADA accessible, or both doorways are coming out. And then we have to also cut out all the C-channel floor joists in there, cap everything, grind all the remaining material and welds out of there, and then they'll come in and put pedestals and pavers on top of the concrete slab to make a level surface all the way through it. Yeah. So it's being lifted over the building and then dropped down to the second floor courtyard. It's surrounded on 3 sides by apartments and 1 side by apartment roof.
This is a cool unit. We're dropping this one in tomorrow. Stay tuned. It's the morning of the delivery, and the kitchen container is ready to go.
One final slide off the trailer. With the crane in position, the team prepares for liftoff.
That's good.
Could have been
Quick.
The crew readies the container for the crane. Lifting containers poses the most danger in any delivery.
Today's liftoff day. This unit is being lifted, it looks like 6 stories up over the top of this brand new apartment complex and is going to be brought in down below to the second floor. This is the kitchen unit from Rocks Box Containers and Modifications. Taking a trip today. This is the highest lift we've ever been involved with.
Each time a container is lifted, the danger level increases exponentially. One wrong move could spell disaster. Months of design, construction, and planning have paid off as this magnificent container is gently lowered onto the pad site.
We just got done flying this container into this courtyard here on the second story of this building. This will serve as an amenity for the residents of this apartment complex. It includes a ice machine, a kegerator, and a hand sink, as well as a large granite countertop that goes over the top of this corrugation here. We're actually going to come in and cut out all of the flooring inside of this container, including in the areas where the doors are, and we'll have pavers that come in right through the entrance area and will create the level floor throughout the entire box and the rest of the courtyard. And this is all ADA approved, and it will serve as a wonderful gathering place for the residents of this apartment complex.
That big, is there something? And right now, they're pouring the concrete form for the container to sit on. This is one of the steel plates that's gonna go in the corners, and the unit itself, the container, is gonna be welded on top of here. So what happens is, they take this steel plate and they set it in, the concrete's poured, this is then set and locked into place. They'll set the corners of the container on here and weld directly down. This kitchen container unit is never going anywhere. Once it's on this, it's done.
Years of experience pay off as different teams work together to achieve one goal.
Again, I ask, what can you do with the container? Well, check it out. We keep bringing them to you. We keep showing them to you. This is one of a million different uses for a shipping container. Container Masters is bringing you an incredible project today. This is a double 40-foot shipping container swimming pool. We're installing a 2-inch plexiglass window here. It's a huge opening that's been cut into this part of the container. People on this side can see to the outside and vice versa. So we're gonna have fun today. Grab your bikini, grab your swimming trunks, grab your beach ball and your Speedo. We're going swimming today.
So the glass is 2 inches thick. I can actually hear the trucks, the deliveries coming in. You can see the clarity and the depth of this glass. It's insane, it's super heavy. Should be interesting, see how we get this thing in there.
See ya. Hey, Gio.
We're gonna go right over here. You're gonna bear right and wrap around the pool.
Here we go.
Because of the extreme weight of the acrylic glass window, the trailer had to be positioned as close as possible to the container swimming pool.
Let's get this thing on, got some water in this pool. I'm gonna take a dip even if they don't want me to.
Well, today we're putting in a huge piece of acrylic glass into a container pool. We'll be setting it into our frame that we've made out of steel and bolting it down with glazing tape so that it seals the whole thing up, and then we fill with water tomorrow.
Whenever you combine tens of thousands of gallons of water and the force and pressure exerted, you must take every precaution to seal every square inch where that window meets the frame.
Isobutyl rubber, that'll be the stuff that's gonna seal the entire frame from any water leaking through, and then the glazing stuff we have here is gonna protect the glass from the pool, or from the metal frame. and that lands right against the metal frame, and we'll just squish it down when we tighten everything up with the bolts.
Making my marks for the stripping. It's gonna keep the water inside the pool, which is the plan anyway, keeping the water inside the pool.
Our expectations are basically to get this glass in and make sure everything is sealed nicely and let the adhesives cure for about a day, and then Max has got water coming in tomorrow morning, so we'll find out if everything goes right, you know? And I think there shouldn't be any reason why it shouldn't. It's all been thought about pretty thoroughly, so it's a pretty exciting day. We've got the large frame here that'll compress the glass against the inside frame and seal the whole thing up. We finally got her all straightened out. As Gio was saying earlier, sometimes when you're, after the welds are done, it cools really quickly and it'll bend it just a little bit, so we're able to get them beat back in. Well, what I'm doing right now is I'm putting this glazing tape on. This is what's gonna be the big seal for this window. So as we crank down these bolts here, it's gonna compress this to about 50%, which makes it a watertight seal around that window frame.
These are the blocks that we're using to sit the glass on top of. It's actually the same exact material that the glass is made out of.
So what we're doing is I got a large frame here, and Gio's trying to get it set in there. The variance on this is really, really specific, and so all these holes are pre-drilled, and these bolts are designed to match right up with it.
Right now we're just trying to line up all these bolts, and basically the situation is that our tolerance is super, super tight right now. And the coating bumped us up just a little bit, so we're just gonna tap in with a rubber mallet.
It's tilting. You gotta keep it straight.
The 2-inch acrylic glass window was nowhere near 600 pounds. It was more like 1,200 pounds, which is twice as heavy as we expected.
That's not 600 pounds.
No.
One wrong move could spell disaster.
Moving the 1,200-pound acrylic glass window was by far the most dangerous part of this build.
Watch your fingers.
It's a tight squeeze.
We're set here. Push this slide towards me.
Slide towards Gio. Slide towards Gio.
It's not 600 pounds, that I do know. I don't know exactly what it weighs, but my body says it was more than 600 pounds.
What we're doing right now is putting the final frame in that's gonna take and squash the glazing strips together to create a weather-tight seal in here.
The crew started to move into position and quickly ran into a serious problem.
Hey, Anthony.
Yeah. What?
So this additional height is messing with us up here.
There should be no additional height on any of this.
What looked like a promising attempt quickly turned into a nightmare.
Whatever the height is of that stripping. We're gonna be pushing these things into the glass while we're screwing in. That's a big no-no.
The 1,200-pound acrylic glass window is in position, but there seems to be a much bigger issue now. The team is having a serious problem with the frame that was fabricated to hold the window in place.
Need a pry bar to get that, some of those studs down. The glass is a little bit taller than what it's supposed to be with the glazing strips. They didn't quite compress as much as we need them to, so we're gonna try and change that here.
And with that, Plan B is put into action.
It's lined up as far as east and west. We just north and south.
Start from the middle here because it's going to be easier to set the middle.
So this definitely has to go down in the middle because that's the way I lined it up.
Use to pry the frame down.
Yeah.
Do not bring this to a job site. These are dental tools.
This is the problem one right here. I think we need to take this out and beat it down with that hammer.
You're saying get the top in and just use leverage?
Top's got to go in first.
Yeah.
Let's try that.
And then pull out the
With a deadline rapidly approaching, the team struggles to make up time.
We good? Just pull, like use your weight to pull the frame down.
Just be careful with the freaking glass.
Push down in there.
Yeah, and then in. There you go. Tavo got it.
The steel frame that locks the pool window to the container was fabricated to exact specifications with almost zero variance. The glazing strips were not calculated into the equation. and it's just enough of a minute variance to create an issue.
You have to compress that foam again.
Yep, that one did. Hit this one again. These are working.
There we go.
How's the bottom look, Max?
To go down, you have to push down on it for sure. We just cranked it up.
Where are the bolts?
There it is.
Got it. It's in.
Plan B is a success.
There we go. I can't believe we're here right now.
And it compresses, so I did it. I compensated for that.
You okay?
Yeah, we're doing all right.
There it is. Hey, I engineered this thing, so you know what? I'll take it. God, I keep going to my truck's over there.
Truck's back here.
I know. Every time I'm walking towards the driveway.
Black thing.
We're on the other side of what's probably a 1,200-pound piece of plexiglass.
At least.
That's a lot of work.
Oh yeah, exactly what we wanted. Everything's compressed where it needs to be compressed. We're getting everything all sealed up, getting our torque correct, and getting it all done and watertight. Look forward to seeing the water go in tomorrow.
This episode is all about recreation. Hot tubs, bars, swimming pools. Sometimes it's the simplest things in life that give us the most enjoyment. There are so many ways to enjoy recreation, and many of them are free. I encourage you to make a habit of it. Recreation is good for the soul. The mental and physical health benefits are huge.
Back at the shop.
Hey, come here, brother. I want to show you something. Hey, Ken, you got a second? Is there anything here that does not resemble a 2x4?
I did measure a 2x4, yeah.
This goes here, right?